Hey guys, it's Amour. Today I'm excited to show you how to crochet this boy who never grew up, otherwise known as Peter Pan. Here he is. He has all his special features of his little elf ears. He has clothing that looks like leaves towards the bottom, cute little boots, little cap with a little feathery thing at the top, and most of all, what I enjoy most about him is his hair here, which I will show you how to make it with this double layer bang. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get started! For the head and body for round 1, with a cream color yarn, you're going to do 6 single crochet stitch into a magic ring. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and close up your magic ring. And then we are going to use a stitch marker to mark the end of our rounds. For round 2, we are going to increase in each stitch around, so that's 2, 2, 2 in each stitch around, and you'll have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. For round 3, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around, and we will have 18 single crochet stitches at the end. That's 1, 2, and just 1 here. Gonna repeat 1, 2, and just 1. Okay, and repeat all the way around. For round 4, the pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1 all the way around, and you'll have 24 stitches at the end. That's 1, 2, and 1, and 1. That's 1, 2, 1, 1, and repeat the pattern all the way around. For round 5 through 8, we are going to stay at 24 single crochet stitches, so it's just going to be 1 in each stitch all the way around. So go ahead and work up just 1 in each stitch, and I will meet you at the end of round 8. Okay, here's how your head should look like after round 8 is finished. If we count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For round 9, our pattern is going to be a decrease and a single crochet stitch and a single crochet stitch, and you repeat all the way around, and you'll have 18 single crochet stitches at the end. So we're going to do a decrease here, and then a single crochet stitch and another single crochet stitch. I'm gonna repeat again, a decrease and a single crochet stitch and a single crochet stitch. Okay, and repeat all the way around. For round 10, our pattern is going to be a decrease, a single, decrease, single all the way around, and we'll have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. So here's a decrease and just 1 single crochet stitch, a decrease, 1 single crochet stitch, and repeat all the way around. For round 11, our pattern is going to be decrease, single, decrease, single all the way around, and you'll have 8 single crochet stitches at the end. Okay, that's a decrease and then a single crochet here, decrease, single crochet stitch, and repeat all the way around. Okay, now in our next round, I'm going to do a color change to green. Now I'm just gonna get my green and I'm gonna make a little loop. Okay, and I'm gonna pull it through both loops right here. And then I'm actually gonna move my stitch marker right here. For round 12, we are going to stay at 8 single crochet stitch, but we're going to do it with green, the light green yarn all the way around. Okay, so here I'm gonna make sure it's tight. Now I'm gonna go into my next stitch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for round 13, the pattern is going to be 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around, and you should have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. So right here, I'm going to do 2 single crochet stitches. That's 1, that's 2, and in my next stitch, I'll just do 1. Okay, repeat the pattern. I'm going to do 2, 1, same stitch, 2, and then just 1. For round 14, we are going to stay at 12 single crochet stitches, so it's just going to be 1 in each stitch around. So it's going to be just 1, 2, 3. Round 15, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, and then repeat around. Okay, and you'll have 15 single crochet stitches at the end. So that's 1, 2, and then just 1, 1, and 1. It's gonna be 1 and 2, and just 1, 1, 1, and repeat around. For round 16, we're going to stay at 15 single crochet stitches, so it's just 1 in each stitch around. So that's 1, 2, 3. For round 17, our pattern is going to be 2, and in our next 4, it's just 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch. And you're going to repeat that pattern around, and you should have 18 single crochet stitches at the end. So that's going to be 1, and in the same stitch, 2, and then just 1, 2, 3, and 4. And repeat the pattern all around. And for round 18, you're going to stay at 18, so it's just going to be 1 in each stitch around. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is how your head and body should look like so far. And now for round 19 in our back loop only, which is going to be this single loop right here. Okay, usually we go through both, but this time for this round, we're just going to go into the back loop only right there. Okay, we are going to stay at 18, so we're just going to do single crochet stitch in each stitch around. So that's going to be 1 in the back loop only, 2, 3, For round 20, I'm going to decrease, and our pattern is going to be a decrease, single crochet all the way around, and you should have 12 single crochet stitches at the end. That's going to be a decrease and then just a single crochet stitch. That's a decrease and a single crochet stitch right here, and repeat all the way around. Last round right here, we are just going to decrease all around, and you'll have 6 single crochet stitches at the end. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and cut off and leave a long tail so that we can sew it closed. Okay, so now with light green yarn again, you're gonna make a loop. You're gonna pick up your body, and I like to find where there's sort of this little sort of gap in the back loop line, and in this very first back loop here, I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to go ahead and do a slip stitch. In the next stitch, I'm going to do a half double crochet stitch, then I'm going to do another half double crochet stitch, I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, I'm going to slip stitch back the previous chain, and then in the same stitch right here, I'm going to do 2 half double crochet stitch again. It's going to be 1 and 2, and in my next 2 stitches, I'm just going to do I'm going to do a slip stitch and then another slip stitch. So this is, you get a little pointy sort of leaf looking part of the clothing for Peter Pan. So now for this one, we're going to make another leaf, but a smaller one. So you're going to do a single crochet stitch here. You're going to chain 2. You're going to slip stitch back the previous chain, and in the same stitch you're going to do a single crochet stitch, and in our next 2 we're just going to do slip stitch. So that's 1 slip stitch. Here's my second slip stitch. So here's a sort of bigger leaf detail and a smaller leaf detail. So now we're going to repeat the same pattern, and we're going to keep doing that all the way around. I should have the leaf detail for the clothing for Peter Pan. Now for the hair, okay, go ahead and do rounds 1 through 4 exactly the same as the head. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So at the end, you should have 24 single crochet stitches. Okay, so now for rounds 5 through 6, we are just going to stay at 24 single crochet stitches. So go ahead and do 1 in each stitch around. Okay, so I will meet you at the end of round 6. Okay, so now we're ready to work on the 7th round for the hair. And for round 7 and 8, we are going to stay at 24 stitches, which is what we have currently, but we are going to go through the back loop. So not through both loops, but only this back loop right here. We are going to do our single crochet stitch all around. So go ahead and work up your stitches, and as you can see, you should see a little ridge start to show right here. So go ahead and just do 1 single crochet stitch in each back loop stitch around. Okay, I just finished round 7. I'm going to do round 8, and I'm going to continue to do it in the back loop. Okay, so go ahead and do that for one more round. So now comes the fun part with the bangs. So now what you're going to do is in the next stitch you're going to do a slip stitch, and then you are going to chain 3. That's 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to slip stitch back 2, so that's 1 and 2, and then you're going to slip stitch in the next stitch. Okay, and then you're going to repeat that again. You are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch back 2, 1 and 2, slip stitch in next stitch. Okay, now you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to slip stitch back 4. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And you're going to slip or chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to slip stitch back 1, 2, 3, and 4. Slip stitch in next stitch. Okay, and then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch back, slip stitch in next stitch, chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch back, and then slip stitch in next stitch. Okay, and now you are going to chain 2 and then do a slip stitch in next stitch and slip stitch in next stitch, and you're going to repeat this small chain 2, slip stitch back, slip stitch in next stitch. You're going to repeat this tiny little sort of picot there until you get to the end of the round right there. And you should, okay, so you should have 2 of these smaller bangs, 2 longer bangs, 2 smaller bangs, and 17 of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 of these tiny end bangs right there. So if we look here, you see 2 ridges here. Here's our first ridge here and our second ridge here. So you're going to want to chain 1 actually, and I want you to go into this first ridge up here and slip stitch into it so we can travel along. And then here's our very first ridge up here, and I want you to slip stitch into that one right there. Okay, now we're ready to start this round up here for our second set of bangs. So for this one, you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you're going to slip stitch back 3, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch in your next stitch. You're going to repeat again, chain 4, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, slip stitch back 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to slip stitch in our next stitch right here. Okay, Now this one you're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to slip stitch back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you're going to slip stitch back in the next stitch right here. And you are going to chain 6 again. See, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch back. Okay, so we have 2 of these longer chains right here. You're going to slip stitch here. You're going to do one more 6 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And slip stitch into our next stitch right there. And you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch back 3. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch in our next stitch. Chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch in our next stitch right here. Okay, and then we're going to do the same as this little tiny bing here. So you're just going to chain 2. Do a slip stitch. Do a slip stitch in our next one. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. And here is our hair completed. As you can see, there's 2 sets of bangs. There's one down here. There's one that's here. Okay, and you can see the back of the hair. For the hat with light green yarn, you are going to do 4 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and pull in your circle. For round 2, you are going to stay at 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. For round 3, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 2, 1 around, so you'll have 6 at the end. Let's go ahead and do 2 here. 1, 2, and then just 1. And then you're going to do 2 here, and then just 1. For round 4, our pattern is going to be 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1 around, and you'll have 8 single crochet stitches at the end. So that's 1 and 2, and then just 1 and 1. And repeat the pattern around. Okay, for round 5, you are going to have 2 here, and in our next 3, just 1. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 here, and in our next 3, just 1. And at the end you should have 10 single crochet stitches. For round 6 we want to have 12, so our pattern is going to be 2, and in our next 4 just 1, and repeat around. So that's 1, 2, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And for round 7 we're going to stay at 12, so it's just 1 in each stitch around. That's just 1, 2, 3, and continue around. Okay, and in our very last round, the pattern is going to be 2, and then 1, 1, 1, and repeat around. So you have 15 single crochet stitches at the end. That's 2, 1, 1, 1. Okay, and then you can cut a long tail and fasten off. Okay, and here is our hat completed. For the feather for the hat, you can get some red eyelash yarn, and you can chain 2. And in our very first chain we are going to do 6 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fasten off, and then this will be our little feather to go inside our hat. And you can chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the previous chain you are going to do a single crochet stitch, and in our next chain you're going to do a half double crochet stitch, and then you can do one more half double crochet stitch, and then you can slip stitch into the very last one. Created a little feather, and this can also go on top of the hat. Okay, now for the arm, with green, the light green yarn, you are going to do 6 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then slip stitch to join the very first round right here. Okay, and then in our back loop you are going to do 1 in each, and so you should have 6 single crochet stitches at the end. And we are going to do 2 more rounds and stay at 6. 1, 2, 3. And in our very last round we are going to decrease to 4 single crochet stitch, so it's going to be a decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet stitch. So do a decrease and a single crochet stitch. Gonna do a decrease and a single crochet stitch. Okay, and for the arms you do not have to stuff, and you want to make 2 of these in total. For the hand, with the aran yarn, you are going to do 4 single crochet stitch into magic ring. 2, 3, 4. Pull tight, and then you're going to do 4. You're going to stay at 4, so it's just 1 in each stitch around. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And make sure to flip it so that the right side is showing. And you want to make another 1 so that you have two of these. For the ear, with aran yarn, you are going to chain 4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna slip stitch into the first chain right there. You're gonna do a single crochet stitch in the next chain, half double crochet stitch in the last chain, gonna chain 2, and then you're gonna slip stitch into the very same last stitch. You're gonna cut a long tail, and here is your ear, like an elf ear completed. You want to make 2. Now for the pants with dark green, you are going to do 6 single crochet stitch into the magic ring. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and bring that in. Okay, now in the back loop, we are going to do 6 single crochet stitches as well. So actually, let's go ahead and join this first with a slip stitch. Okay, now in our back loop, we are going to stay at 6 single crochet stitches. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now for rounds 3 and 4, we are just going to stay at 6 single crochet stitches, but we're going to go through both loops now. So you're going to just go ahead and work up your stitches for 2 rounds. Okay, so here's the first leg. I'm going to repeat it one more time, but I'm not going to finish it off, or I'm not going to cut the yarn for the second one. Okay, so now I want to connect these 2 together. So what I'm going to do is connect them together with single crochet stitch. So this is my second one, this is my first one. I'm going to insert my hook into one of the stitches right here, and then here's my second one right here, and I'm going to insert my hook here. Then I'm going to do a single crochet stitch. So I'm combining the 2 of them together, and I'm gonna do that one more time again. So now I'm gonna go under here in this first leg, and then in my second leg, I'm going to do that again right here, and I'm going to go through both, and I'm going to do a single crochet stitch, so that way I have combined these 2 legs together. Okay, so if you find that confusing, you can also just sew across 2 single crochet and combine them together as well. I'm going to increase, and I'm going to do 2, 1, 2, 1 all the way around. So I'm going to do 2 here, 1, 2, and then just 1 here. And then I'm going to do 2 here, 1, 2, and then just 1 here. And repeat the pattern around. I'm going to join to the very first stitch here. Okay, and then I can go ahead and cut a long tail. Okay, for the belt with brown yarn, you are going to chain 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 22, 23, and 24. And then you're just going to cut a long tail. Okay, for the shoe, you are going to get the brown. You are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet stitches, and then on the other side of the chain you are going to do 4 single crochet stitch as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the back loop now, you're going to do 1 in each stitch around, so you should have 8 at the end. So that's 1, the back loop only. That's 2, 3, and repeat around. Okay, for our next round, you're just going to do 1 decrease and then 1 single crochet in each stitch around, so you should have 7 at the end. So decrease here, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And final round, I'm going to do 1 more decrease here, and then just single crochet stitch around, so at the end we should have 6 single crochet stitches. And so here is our first boot completed, and you will want to make another one of these. And here is our finished Peter Pan. He's just ready to fly off to Neverland. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do subscribe so you can catch all my latest tutorials. I love to see how your project comes out, so be sure to tag me on Instagram and Facebook. And I will catch you later.